Hey everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics, coming to you with my review of Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth #1. These were the one-shots that were published in 2016 before the company relaunched, or actually when the company relaunched their entire line. They discontinued some comics and they relaunched some others. This is one of the comics they kept, Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now this is basically a kind of an origin story for Red Hood, whose real name is Jason Todd. And even though his compatriots, Bizarro and Artemis, aren't in the story, they are on the cover. I do like the cover because it shows Red Hood as a bad guy, but in actuality, he's not so bad. The cover is pretty good. I mean, because you've got Red Hood firing both barrels at you, and you can see all the bullets flying everywhere. I'm not sure, why the background was sort of left dark in that manner, but maybe it's to reflect that Red Hood will also struggle with the aspect of going dark instead of, doing something else. But let's get into the story. Now, this is one thing that is characteristic of Red Hood when he narrates. He always speaks in boxes of red letters and, black. Red and black. He says, "It was the night that changed my life." Now you see the Batman symbol. Up until then, Gotham City, years ago, I was just a street rat named Jason Todd. My mother was dead. Dad was in prison for life. And there's Jason Todd trying to take the wheels off the Batmobile. Right, I was going. I'd meet him there soon. But that was the night. He finds out somebody's watching. I love this. I met the Batman. You do realize that's the Batmobile, right? And he comes back with, "Duh, do you realize you parked your car in Crime Alley, right?" And of course, he doesn't know the history about Batman, why he visits Crime Alley. Yeah, I heard all the stories about the vigilante who dresses like a bat and beats the creep out of bad guys until he's standing right there, like a nightmare in a cape, you never think he's coming for you. Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth. I should have bolted, but the truth is, I'd been a fighter long before I ever learned how to fight. And you can see that he's standing up to Batman. That takes some gumption. It says, "You want to beat up on a kid? Go and enlist in the GCPD, like every other bully in the city, the Gotham City Police Department." And he says, "I'm only going to ask you this once, so give some serious thought to your answer." He says, "What?" Batman says with a grin, "Are you hungry?" He looks at him with a mean face, a rebellious look, but doesn't respond. Then we find they're sitting on top of the Batmobile. He says, "Slow down, Jason. You're going to lose a finger. Sorry, munch munch." This is a closest thing to a home-cooked meal I've had since I had a home. Funny, I was here once, looking for Wayne Manor, trying to case the place, but I got lost. Why do you think it's okay to steal things from people? Batman asked. You kidding me? Look at this view. Freaking billionaire playboy thinks he's king of the world. Sometimes you have to give people a chance, Jason. They'll usually surprise you, Batman says. And he's like, not sure if he believes that or not. Because he's never been given a chance. And then he goes on to, turned out the Batman and the billionaire were one and the same. Before I knew it, I had a new address, a new home. Not bad for a kid who was sleeping on a wet cardboard box a week earlier. There was weight training and fight training like 24/7. Forget about a GED. I was earning multiple doctorates in criminology, and a bunch of these words I can't seem to pronounce. If the nucleotide polymorphisms don't match, then the suspect wasn't related to the victim. Not necessarily, Batman says, because the more diverse the haplotypes, the farther apart are any shared ancestors. Got it. And so he's here at the computer studying. And reminisces. This is him narrating, But it was more than just lessons and drills. This was something I never had before in my life. And he's talking to Alfred. Every time I think I understand it all, I realize how much I still don't know. It is a process, Master Jason. Master Bruce has every confidence in you. You really think so, Alfred? Absolutely. Or he would not have had me present this to you. The Robin costume. I can still remember that first night as Robin on patrol. Suddenly, he was more than Batman. He was my partner. I know I'm supposed to be nervous and all, but can I be honest, Batman? Always, Robin. This is awesome. He was the closest thing I've had to a doesn't matter. It was still me. I should have known it wouldn't last. When it says over here, I can see that, he's very aware that he's enjoying this. But don't ever lose sight of what we're doing out here. Every night, every moment, every time you put on that uniform, you're accepting the risk and responsibility that comes with being a Robin. Tails, I get to kill you both. It's Two-Face. Pow! Look out, Batman! You almost killed him! Whap, 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 whap! It's really going at Two-Face. Robin, that's enough! And he's like, Apparently, you can take the kid out of Crime Alley, but not the other way around. Even back then, Batman wasn't sure I was going to be a hero. Or something else. The artwork in this is just, it holds my attention. And this is, says today, all those years later. Definitely something else, because you see Red Hood firing while he's riding his motorcycle. Blam, 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 blam. Stop him before he hurts some. Then he approaches the mayor on his motorcycle. He says, "Have you lost your mind, Mr. Mayor? A word?" "What do you want, Red Hood? Money? A pardon?" "You don't have anything I need. Trust me." And he's like, And come on. So you see the beep, 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 beep. Boom. That was a little something from Batman. They say there are no straight lines in life, but that's all one big circle. That all one big circle. And here we are again. Whatever this is about, it ends now, Batman says. I'd like to think I've changed since he came across that punk kid in the alley. That the sight of Batman towering above me doesn't still make my heart pound in my chest. But that would be a lie. Oh yeah, down here. Should I bolt like I should have then? Probably. But I've got something I've never had. I never had when I was 16 years old. Experience. Da-da-da-da! Ba-blam! Fires at Batman. Can we talk about this later? No. Is it? Had to ask. You know you can't win this, Batman says. Bap! In a fair fight? Probably not, Red Hood says. But cheating? I've got that down. Then he shocks him. Maybe ingenuity is a better word. A taser built directly into my body armor. And then a police car shows up. Then he goes back and hits the mayor. Please, Red Hood, there's no need to. Relax, Mr. Mayor. I've got this. It appears like he's trying to hurt the mayor. Jason, don't. Don't. And look, he has his gun aimed directly at the mayor's head. And then we see, blam! And then a newscast says, there was a scene an hour ago when Batman failed to prevent the Red Hood from shooting the mayor at point-blank range. So far, there is no confirmation on the mayor's condition. Didn't vote for him anyway. Ha! Take that. That takes some brass. Hell of a way to make your mark, kid. Wish I had thought of it. Like the only difference between you and him is he thought of it. Perfect time to put my own guy in City Hall. They're all congratulating him. And the bartender says, Red Hood, you're probably too young to know this, but the original Red Hood, rumor is the gang was run by the Joker himself. You don't say. Honest, so you might want to watch your step. I met that killer clown face to face once. He ain't the kind of guy you want for an enemy. Some years ago, that's Jason Todd. Ha 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 ha, hee hee ha ha ha. And he's, kick your pasty white ass. Ha 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 ho ho ha ha ha. This is what happens when a little bird flies out of his nest too soon. Ha 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 ha. Consider this a life lesson from your Uncle Joker. Not that you'll be able to apply it in the minute you have left. Ha 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 ha. Bruce, so sorry. And then the Joker kills him. Then the Joker kills him. I missed what happened next because I was dead. There's Batman holding him. And he's still thinking, eventually I got better. A Lazarus Pit brought me back to life. And the Lazarus Pit is a mysterious type of, it's a pit, and located in mountain type areas where, in the universe of DC Comics, a person who's dead or on the brink of death can dive in, and their health restored, everything restored. It would be wonderful to have in real life, but it does have side effects. And I returned to Gotham City. Honestly, it's never been the same between us since. Excuse me, sir, that weirdo says. Sorry, pal. S&M's not really my thing. Ah, no, I think you misunderstand. I work for the Black Mask, part of his false face society. You can't tell, but I'm dozing off under this mask, Red Hood says. The Black Mask is expanding his operation. He's working on something big. After that stunt you pulled tonight, you're just the kind of talent he's looking for. And he says, I'm not much of a joiner, just like Batman. He says, I respect that. But if you ever change your mind, the Police Plaza, Gotham City, or rather beneath it, there's Red Hood entering his own headquarters. Your new hideout is a bomb shelter beneath a police station. Too clever by half, Jason. Well, it's not like you let me stop by and use the Bat computer anytime I need it. So I have to be more creative in how I get my information. Batman says, I was just at the hospital. The mayor's still alive. You didn't shoot him. You injected him with the antidote for a techno-organic virus in his system. You sedated those cops. Why didn't you tell me? And he takes off his mask and says, I have a question for you, Bruce. Why didn't you just trust me? He looks at him and doesn't say a word. He says, if I didn't trust you, I wouldn't have asked you to investigate this mysterious connection between City Hall and a new international crime cartel, which is how I learned the mayor's nervous system had been co-opted, Red Hood says. I'm sure even he didn't know he'd been biohacked. Bruce, we've got an opportunity here. I need to go even deeper into the Gotham underground by pretending by becoming one of them. Da-da-da-da! Batman says, "No, that's too risky. I won't allow it." "Why? Because my name isn't Dick Grayson?" "Oh, jab. This has nothing to do with Dick, or Tim, or Damien, or anyone other than you." "Do you really expect me to stand here and pretend you don't have a history of crossing the line?" He says, "Do you remember what you said to me the night we met? Give people a chance, and they'll usually surprise you." "I'm asking you now for this chance, Bruce. The Red Hood can go places that Batman can't. Are you going to help me or get in my way?" And he doesn't say a word. Batman says, "My city, my rules. You get one strike, Jason. If I think for an instant you're in too deep, I'm pulling you out. If you take one life, for whatever reason, I'm coming for you." So he gives him the leeway and then leaves. And then they do another flashback years ago. I mean, it's cool, yeah, but why all the trophies? The penny, the T-Rex, that creepy clown card. It's just, you don't really strike me as the sentimental type, Bruce," Jason said. And I've always wondered about this too. Batman says they're touchstones, a way to keep track of where you've been, so you don't lose your way to where you're going. And this is Jason when he was Robin. "That's why the graduation photo, huh?" And there's Alfred. And he says, and this is funny, "No, this is for me. I most definitely am the sentimental type." And here's their pose. "So how are we doing this? Spontaneous?" Batman says, "Serious." Jason says, "Sexy?" Batman says, "Serious." And Alfred says, "Really, sirs, cheese will do." The dialogue in this was just great. And it says, today, present day. So here I am, a hero, a villain. I'm the guy who can do things that Batman can't. Become someone that Batman can't. Batman won't. But am I the man Bruce wanted me to become? Not even close. But someday, soon, he'll realize. And that's his keepsake, the day he graduated. I'm exactly who he needs. To be continued in Red Hood and the Outlaws #1. So, this was just the one shot to start off the whole series in DC Rebirth in 2016. The art in this was stupendous. And the cover art, I don't know why they left this, sort of empty, just with a black background, but it really doesn't deter from the overall artwork. It was a great issue, and when this came out, I really wasn't sure. I thought Red Hood and the Outlaws, because I went to my local comic shop, Purple Earth Comics, here in Huntington, West Virginia, and I saw that on the rack, and I thought, this looks kind of interesting. And ever since, I've really enjoyed this comic book, Red Hood and the Outlaws. And it gets better. It really does. And let's see if I can find the name of the person who wrote the story. Or maybe I can't. Sometimes that's harder to find. Oh, here it is. Writer Scott Lobdell. Artist Dexter Soy. Colorist Veronica Gandini. Yeah, they did a great job. So that was my review of Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth #1. Did you like it? Leave your comments below. I sure liked it. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and smash the bell like She-Hulk so you can get all the notifications of when I upload a new video. And also like and share the review if you enjoyed it, so someone else can enjoy it as well. I'm Michael for Spirit Comics.